Hello, sunflowers, crones, and chickens. How are you guys today?
How are you?
Yes.
I hope everything with you is good on this grand Monday. I hope that everything is working well for you. But with no further ado, we just got to get into it. We're going to have to talk about the Housewives of New Jersey. Loving it.
Yeah, it's good.
Loving it all the way, but man. But loving it. Go ahead, baby Crone.
Yes. To clarify from last week's
Let me
episode.
say this.
Okay.
I often wondered, why is it that people hate?
Okay.
Like, why do they hate this person and that person? And I've really seen some. Andy Cohen get a lot of that hate going.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
He does it.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why it's a lot of violence because Andy feeds on that.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it now. Mm-hmm. He starts stuff.
Yes.
Gotta give an account for that, Andy.
That is true. Especially because he's the producer of most of these Bravo shows.
He is the one who starts a lot of the yin-yang and sits back with his hand folded and go, I didn't do anything. I just talk about what's going on. It's what you say and the predicaments that you put them in. You say a lot, Andy. Mm-hmm. That's okay. We give an account for every idle thing we speak out of our mouths. Because you are a troublemaker, Andy.
Yeah.
You are.
Your show.
You're really girly like that. And I say girly because you see men act like that, but usually girls can be catty. Mm-hmm. But to see this, well, I know gay men could be catty, but he is the catty of the catty to me. He's catty.
King catty.
King catty. No, queen catty.
Queen catty, yes.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I don't like it.
You can keep your pettiness and all that.
It. But instead of him trying to make peace, he starts war.
Yes. Because he knows it's going to get those people that are on his show in a predicament. And like we said, just, or like we saw, just to quickly say, Jen Fessler, she was not trying to play any of those games. She's
Absolutely.
Just like, I know what you're doing, Andy.
Yeah, I don't like it when I really watched him.
Yeah.
And it's like he sits back when things get really messy. And then he sits back and folds his hands like, I didn't do anything. You say a lot.
Yeah.
You do. Your tongue sets off the course of hell, Andy.
It does.
And you keep these women against each other. You put them against each other. Housewife against housewife. Mm-hmm. You do that. And that's not cool. That's not cool at all. No. Because you're telling the public, this is what you want. You want that. You want that. And then when things go awry, then people get laid off or fired. Or now it's just no more reunion because you start a lot of crap, Andy. That's all I gotta say. I see you, boo. Mm-hmm. I see you.
Yes, we checked you, boo. Mm-hmm. Now, to clarify from last week's episode, we saw, I was confused on the fact if Rachel and her husband Joe, they had took the president, the housewarming gift that Teresa had got for her brother.
That alcohol is $250 or $300. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yes, Blue Label.
Blue Label.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I know, that was a really thoughtful gift. And it was on the sentiment, the fact that their father enjoyed that kind of drink. And they were just like, hey, this is something we know that he would have liked and he would want you to have this.
But you notice he didn't say throw it away.
No, he did not.
His wife didn't want it.
No, she didn't. She was like, I don't want anything of Teresa's in this house.
This is what I'm saying. I can't. This is terrible.
Yes. But Dolores, faithful Dolores, because
she played too much of a fence for me.
She does. But you could see that Teresa was really trying because she really gave it to somebody this time that was going to deliver it and not be petty about it. Mm-hmm. But of course...
And she gave it without even thinking it was a bad thing.
Right. Mm-hmm. But then here goes Joe. Now, to jump way far ahead towards the end of the episode, there goes Joe throwing away the card without even look at it.
Childish.
That was very childish. I literally was like,
And see, if somebody gonna take the time to give you a gift
yes.
and really put a thought in it,
Mm-hmm.
why wouldn't you read the card?
For real.
You just was showing off. I don't know.
Yeah, that was definitely a flex move because you could kind of see it in his face that he was perplexed by it because he was like, I want to hate her, but at the same time, what we've had in the history, he's just like, this is performative. That's how he pretty much felt that she was doing this for the camera.
He was doing that for the camera.
Yeah, he was the one that was performative.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how people project that stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on to the rest of this episode from the very beginning. Interestingly, Dolores and her ex-husband, Frank, shared a dog named Lolly, who has a heart tumor and only has a few weeks to live. And so because of that, Frank decided to rearrange his wedding plans. He's like, I'm going to still get married, but I'm not going to leave the area because I want to be around with this dog whenever he passes. And plus,
I call BS.
Okay.
He don't want him. He in love. He's so in love with Dolores.
That is true.
But if I was his girl, I'd be like, no.
Mm-hmm.
You want to stop our wedding for a divorce? Are you for a dog that's dying? No, no. That's crazy.
That really was.
You already proposed to Dolores with my ring.
Yes.
Now you're not going to get a divorce. Now you're not going to marry me until the dog dies. You're not going to move in. This is terrible.
It is. And it's something else we noticed about Dolores. Last episode, she said Paul said that Dolores wanted to start a business with him. Mm-hmm. Now, this episode, Dolores is telling her mom and her daughter that Paul wants to be the one to start the business with her.
Something ain't right with them.
Something is not right.
This man ain't trying to marry her right now.
Yeah, her mom and her daughter tried to side-eye him a little bit because they were just like, he's been separated for how long now?
10 years.
And he still hasn't gotten a divorce?
Forget about that. They have been together for 2. Dolores. Yeah. Dolores, girl.
Yeah, honestly.
If you want him, leave him.
Okay.
If you want him, leave him, Dolores. Say, I can't do this. At least don't live with him.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, speaking of moving in, funnily enough, Teresa was talking about her one daughter who wanted to move in with her boyfriend, and she was like, well, I feel like moving in is not the best thing to do, even though it's great to do before you get married, but you live on your own and by yourself before you move in with somebody.
I agree with that. Or stay home.
Yeah, or just stay home.
I agree with that. I agree with
honestly,
that.
I don't know if the rush is to get out the house, but okay.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Because we have a nice, chill home.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so, wow. We are basically coming to, Melissa and Joe's housewarming party, which was lemon themed. And
that's why people were wearing the yellow.
Yes.
I got it.
I wasn't, at first I thought it was just yellow, but when I heard it was lemon themed, I'm like, that makes a lot more sense. But what doesn't make sense is this big, gigantic, tall standee of naked Joe. Okay. Weird flex, I guess.
Joe think he is the bee's knees, honey.
Clearly.
Little Napoleon.
I feel like that's what it was.
He thinks he is the bees of the knees.
But one thing was Jennifer was nervous to come to this party because she hasn't talked to Joe. I mean, even though she's cool with Melissa, she's not cool with Joe. But when it came time for the party, she actually approached Joe. I guess she wanted to.
She said she was going to wait till Joe come to her, but Joe wasn't coming nowhere. So she went to Joe and told him, I was waiting for you, but I guess I had to come over here.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was good. You can really see that Jen, curly hair.
Please just get to my part where Margaret told, don't hug my white husband.
Okay.
Please get to that.
Okay.
No, finish that. Yeah.
Oh,
that
okay.
was a good scene. Mm-hmm.
That was good. And oh yeah, I don't know what the problem is between Jen and Danielle, but I think I have a note on that later about why they had their problem. But here's what happened. Rachel went back and told Melissa how her meeting went with Teresa. And of course she talked about the whole
the whole time. It was just
the whole party. That's all she talked about.
She drama. She loved drama.
She does.
She loved drama. Ooh. I don't like her. Ooh. I don't like her at all. And she look anorexic.
Yes.
I don't like her. I don't like her at all. She just seemed like she wanna be a badass. Like she wanna be tough. She want no. Then it seemed like she wants to be, but it ain't her. It's like it don't fit her. It don't fit her frame.
Right.
You know, a strong woman, she'll go tumbling down the street like tumbleweed. She just not. I mean, Teresa's small too, though.
Sure, but she looks like she at least has a little athletic build to her.
Yeah, she is masculinely built. She is.
Now, moving on, Jackie here.
I like Jackie.
I love Jackie. She's just the peacemaker. She's like, hey, I just want peace. I love that. But the thing is that she feels like Rachel and Melissa are being Rachel and John. So Rachel and her husband are being influenced to how they should treat Teresa because they're friends with Melissa and Margaret. And so because of that, Dolores was there hearing this conversation. So then messy Dolores, like you said.
Dolores can be a little messy.
Yep, she went back and told Margaret.
But also
what Jackie
Dolores
said.
last week said sleep with one eye open. See, Dolores starts a mess.
She does. So she went so once Margaret found out what Jackie had to say about her, Margaret went and approached Jackie, and Jackie stood 10 tones down. She was just like, yeah, I said what I said because that's just the way I feel and the way I see it.
That's right.
And the whole group just feels like Jackie's being two-faced because she literally went on a podcast and wrote a book about how Teresa caused her to have a relapse. So they're just like, why are you all of a sudden cool with Teresa now?
Because she just, like me, I just don't stay angry long. I can't. I mean, you know, I can be cordial. I will never walk with you the same. But I got to get over it. I can't hold stuff like that. I can't.
So they're...
Let me get into this.
Okay.
So anyway, what happened was they had the thing at the warming. It was a good show. It was a lot of people there. You know, the camera just showed the main cast, but believe you me, it was a lot of people there. And they had this, what you call that table, baby? With the meat hanging. What do you call it?
The meat hanging?
The table of food.
Oh, a charcuterie.
Okay, so that's what they had. It was nicely done. But this night, outside of Rachel, is that her name? Talking about Teresa. She just seemed like she couldn't shut up about it. Oh, she got on my nerves. Then Margaret and Jackie, they got into it. And I think their friendship right there ended because Margaret I just think that Margaret just can't get over the fact of how can you be with Teresa?
Yes.
A, why would you want to be with her? And B, what's wrong with you?
Yes.
Like that. And I think Jackie is tired and said, look, I just want to be my own person. I don't want to be in no clique.
Yes.
I'm going to do what I want to do. And even Andy tried to get her.
She did.
Her and what you call it?
And Jennifer.
Jennifer is cliquish. And she admitted. Because she said she was friends with Teresa. But when the truth started coming out about Teresa's husband, that's when she felt, see, this is crazy.
Over her husband.
Anyway, that's what ended their big friendship. I like for the first time This was the Melissa I liked. She really was trying to keep the peace.
She was. She honestly
really didn't want that mess in her house.
No, she did not.
She really, 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 kudos to you, Melissa.
For once, you tried.
You tried. It was like, I don't want to talk about it, just please. But she couldn't help it. And then there was the conversation with Jen and who?
Jackie.
No, it wasn't Jen. You're talking about Jackie and oh yeah, oh yes. But I knew that when she talked to Jennifer, I knew that wouldn't get out of hand.
Right.
Because I know that, well, what I think about Jennifer, she's just very animated. And I understand about her. And so is, what's her name? Jackie?
Yes.
The model.
Oh, Bougie. Oh, Danielle.
Danielle, right. I knew you was wrong. Bougie mom. And I feel as though that they were getting a little heated, but that's just because that's their personalities. But I think that Danielle said, the next time don't go away mad. Tell me what you're mad at.
Yes.
And she owned that. And she said, you know, my husband tell me I do stuff like that. And that is something I have to work on. So kudos to her, you know. So there was just a lot of barking and no biting. And a lot of just cattiness for grown women.
Yes,
just catty as the dickens. It's just a turn off.
Yes.
But I do like the show. I don't like that. I would prefer that they get together, they have a happy, good time, and for once we don't have no static. But it never goes that way.
No. Especially when Margaret's in the group, because petty Margaret, because she had a falling out with Jackie, and Jackie is talking to Jen Fessler, and Margaret, I'm not even
sure. Jen Fessler and Margaret are close friends.
We'll see, because, yes,
Jen Fessler. What about her?
It wasn't Jen Fessler. It was Margaret and Dolores. That's who I meant. Because Margaret had sent a text.
It wasn't Margaret. It was Jackie and Dolores. Margaret sent a text to start something to show that she called her
a slob.
And she said that, you know, that was old. I didn't mean it, you know, at least not the way it sounded. And Dolores told her, you know, well, I can't forgive you for that right now. I need time. And she said, okay, but this is how Margaret is.
That was so petty.
And that was so mean.
Yes, literally in the middle of the party. That's the best you had to do because you're just so fuming mad at Jackie.
I would have left.
Yes, I think Jackie did leave after that because basically she's felt unwelcomed and being basically pushed out or bullied out.
I felt she was bullied. And Margaret, that's what I said, I don't care. I don't like Margaret. She's a fine on commercials though, but I don't like her. I don't like her at all. I don't like her.
Yeah. Margaret was just messy this episode.
Very messy. I didn't like her when she was in, what was it? Miami. And I don't like her here. I just don't. I think she's messy. Yeah, too messy for me.
Yeah, that's pretty much how they ended episode. That's pretty much how the episode
bad
ended.
For Jackie. What's her name? Jackie. I felt bad for her, and I understand how Dolores, you know, got a little offended by that. I would have gotten offended too, but I just felt bad for Jackie.
I really did, honestly.
I did.
Jackie definitely did not deserve that. Especially, people really need to stop airing out private text messages.
Just to shut her down and to hurt her.
Yes.
And just to tell Dolores, don't be her friend. I'm not friends with her. Don't be her friend. Don't hug my husband. She went over there and said, don't hug my husband.
Yes, Margaret is wild. All Jackie wanted to do was make some peace. And here's Margaret in the distance. Don't hug my husband.
And she was serious.
Yes. She literally separated them.
She came up and she told her husband, don't be first to her. Don't be nice to her. I'm like,
oh. This is how the husbands get tangled up in this episode.
No, I would just say, you can't, this is not nice. I'm not doing that. This is your beef. I support you. but I'm not gonna be mean to another woman.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's disrespectful to women.
Yeah. Well, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we had, right?
Yes.
Well, I thought it was a good episode.
Oh,
We hope we explained it good. We hope you enjoyed it, because we certainly did. And it's going to be something next week, because it was a to be continued, right?
I think so.
I think
Yes, we're finally going to figure out why.
I think a fight break out.
Yeah, because it was between Danielle and I think maybe curly hair Jen. I'm not sure, but Danielle called somebody dirty.
And there was what you call it, like this, what's her name? Dolores. So I want to see. This is so sad. I feel so sad.
Apparently the finale is supposed to be good too.
Yeah, I'm so sad that Melissa had to set up a party. She did not want this at all. And that just goes to show you the level of disrespect.
Yes.
That people have for your home.
Mm-hmm.
They could have just saved it. But the cameras was there, and the camera said, show up, and show out. And that's what they did. Not classy, not classy at all. Well, anyway, that's our reading. We'll be back next week to tell you what happened. Mm-hmm. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. And with that being said, sunflowers. So before we go, I want to do a quick reading on, what is it? I want to do a quick reading on Dolores and Paul. Just a quick reading. Dolores and Paul. I want to know, should Dolores leave him, stay? I mean, I know he said he's sincere, but I just want to do a quick reading on them to get an idea about it as they've been shuffled. I gotta do. I can't. I got to. I see here, I see illusions, I see illusions. I see right now there is delusion. Somebody is under an illusion that it's not real. Mm-hmm. But because you're driven by your emotions, you can't see it yet. I see the block of this card is fools rush in. Okay. I see somebody that is about promoting themselves, doing what they want to do, doing what that sounds like Paul, doing what they want to do, working at their own time, and I see Dolores as the one that's being delusional. It's been 2 years, woman, and he's still coming up with the solution. The moment he said to me, that do you think if I divorced my wife tomorrow that I was going to put a ring on you the next day? The moment he said that, I would have been fit to be tired. Yeah. I would have been like, yes, that's what I did thought. Mm-hmm. I expect you to want to marry. I would expect that you wanted that. But Dolores is under a delusion. And I think that Paul is his name, right? Mm-hmm. I think he rushed in. I think he's a hothead. I think that, he's level-headed, but he could be a hothead, and he could just burn bridges. Okay. I also see here, I see that 10 of 9, and in that 10 of 9, I just see that there could be some jealousy around this person. Somebody is jealous. Right here with this 10 of 9, because this is somebody who seems like they're getting it all together, and I think it's jealousy. I think that's Dolores, and I think maybe her husband is jealous, her ex-husband Frank. I do see jealousy surrounding her. Also up top, I see people working together. I see contracts, a business, but I don't see no business coming into fruition. I also see here that somebody is very meticulous, and they look at the fine details of a relationship. And I'm thinking right here that this is a male, so it could be him. I think he's looking at this thing very, very closely and looking at the fine details, but he's definitely not ready to get married. Clear. And last, I think that they have a lot of energy. I think this relationship with her and him have a lot of energy, a lot of sexual energy, a lot, because I see the wands. But But I just see that Dolores is just not being realistic, and it's nothing you could say to a fool in love.
That's true.
So you have a question?
Yes, my question is.
Did you like that?
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Is Paul happy with Dolores?
It's like nostalgia, like something old, something. It's like she puts him in a nostalgic way, maybe of his old marriage or something. But I see nostalgia. Let's see what it says. Yeah, I see nostalgia. And I think that she ignites him, in some kind of way. And I do see arrows of love. But are those arrows of love are for Dolores? I see someone here. Ooh, so what I see nostalgia. Just being in the old way. But I see him with arrows, or this relationship, arrows, but nothing's landing. And I see that this is somebody that's trying to defend off. You're defending off something you don't have yet.
Okay.
Dolores is always talking about she's ready to get married, okay? And everybody's bringing it to her since it's 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I see her defending it and warring it off.
Yeah.
But the way it don't look like let's see, before I speak. Yeah, I see that cup, and I see that cup sometimes is a dreamer. That dreamer here and here. I see a dreamer, and let me see. Yep. I see the queen, and I see this person is also very fiery, very hot-natured. This person is very fiery, very hot-natured, very hot-tempered. That's what I want to say. Hot-tempered. Know what they want. Don't have a problem with going after they want. They got a lot of creative energy in them. They got a lot. They work hard. They're willing to do what it takes. That's Dolores. But I don't see this working. I think that they may break up. Everything I say is allegedly. I just think it's a breakup coming. I do. I just don't see. I think Dolores, this is going to get intensified. I mean, I may be wrong, but I see someone just leaving for a moment.
Okay.
And here is Dolores, right? Mm-hmm. And this is Dolores with all this creative energy, all this love in her heart, all that she has to give. And then I see the man, Paul, like dreaming, but ain't doing nothing. Like stagnated in his own thoughts. Because the truth is, he's not ready to get married again. But he doesn't want to say that. He wants the trappings of it. Like, let's get a business, let's do this and that. But the Lord said, we can't do none of this unless we get married. So that put a monkey wrench in what Paul wants. Mm-hmm. But right now, I see them as, it would be fitting for me, for Dolores to fall in love with a man that would give her the blues. Because she hasn't, all this time, she still went right back to the thing that she doesn't like. Mm-hmm. And my outcome for them is this. Yeah, I see the devil in the future right there. I see the devil. I see valor and honor. I just feel like you're fighting and trying to win. I see at the end, I think y'all might break up for a while. But I'm just saying it, but we'll see. We may not see now, but, but I definitely see delusions and tricks, and this doesn't seem good. I think the Lord is going to figure this all out but the Lord is so deep in this. And I definitely see her ex-husband Frank is right there, hoping that this guy, Paul, he's a type of man that is innovative. He's willing to take chances. Yes. He's willing to roam off, go and do what he wants to do. And yet he's faced the devil because he's not honest with the Lord. He should just come out and tell the Lord, I'm not ready to get married. Mm-hmm. I love you. I want our relationship, but I'm not ready to get married. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
And even when I divorce her, I still may not be so quick to jump into this. I think he should come clean. But I see right here, I see Frank in the background hoping that the Lord will fall back on him. But that'll never happen. She doesn't love you anymore, Frank.
Yeah.
She doesn't love you anymore. And even if she breaks up with him, I think he could go back to you coming around, but I don't think she wants you like that no more. And I think that she's been smitten by the love bug with Paul. But Paul, I just don't, I'm being honest, I don't see this relationship working. If they may break up and get back together, but I don't see it working. And that's just what the cards are saying. And I'm just going to trust the cards with that. However, I hope they do make it.
Yeah, I do too.
I just don't see how. I don't see why Dolores is cutting herself so short and accepting this. This is crazy to me. And maybe because she's in it. And sometimes when you're in a relationship, you see the goodness of the person.
Yeah, you do.
You see all the love and all the good they have. But the other part, she's not willing to look at. She's not willing to look at. You see that?
She's too blinded.
She doesn't want to see it. She doesn't want to see it. Look at these negative cards. She doesn't want to see it. She wants to just put up blinders because she doesn't want to let Paul go because she's happy and she's in love.
Yeah.
But how can you allow yourself to fall so deeply when this man ain't trying to marry you and don't have the nerve to tell you? Well, that's what the cards are saying. So I think that Paul is strumming her along with a lie and a delusion because this is Paul. And Paul is attractive older man, if you like him like that. Yes. But I just feel as though Paul is just not being honest with Dolores and telling her the truth. I love you, I want to be with you, but I'm not ready to get married, and I don't know if I ever will be. I think, or not right now. He needs to come clean about that. And I think that then Dolores can decide on whether she wants to stay or whether she wants to go. But this is what I see, deception. And with that, did you like that?
Yes, I did.
Now we can say what?
Sunflowers.